There appears to be no holiday cheer between these two. Neil Patrick Harris unloading on the Young and the Restless star Eric Braeden for bailing out of a cameo on Harris's CBS sitcom How I Met Your Mother. Now, Harris went on Twitter and he actually called Braeden a, quote, D-bag. Yeah. But Harris may have messed with the wrong soap star. For 30 years, Braeden has played Victor on The Young and the Restless, and anyone who watches this show absolutely knows he is not one to be dissed.
No, Jack, you're not the one who should cast aspersions on other people's character.
Now, Braeden is slamming Harris for casting aspersions on his character. Well, today, Braeden suggesting to Showbiz Tonight that Harris needs to learn to respect his elders. Wow, I hope these two don't run into each other at the CBS holiday party. Right now from Miami, it's Eugene Ramirez, who's an entertainment journalist, and here in Hollywood, Tanika Ray, who's an entertainment journalist. Okay, so the Harris-Braeden war started with a tweet that Neil Patrick Harris sent his fans. Here's what it said. Eric Braeden is a D-bag. The actor, Robin's dad, agreed to a cameo, then last night bailed, saying the part wasn't substantial enough. That's pretty harsh. Now, Braeden was supposed to guest star as the father of the character Robin on How I Met Your Mother. Tanika, I have always liked Neil Patrick Harris, and this really surprised me. I am thinking it was just a bad idea for him to take on Braeden so publicly. What do you think?
Twitter strikes again. Yeah, it's really bad that he struck out at Eric Braeden. Here's the thing. I went to high school with Eric Braeden's son. Shout out to Christian Gudegas, a class act all the way. Eric Braeden is a class act. If it's going to be anybody that you make fun of, at least make sure that he actually is a D-bag. Don't just sort of spew things at somebody you don't really know that well.
Yeah.
Eric Braeden has proven time and time again that he's classy. And I just think that MPH made a little bit of a mistake, and he probably will never do it again.
Well, and I think he had a pretty reasonable reason for bailing. I don't know the circumstances, particularly as far as how he went about bailing, but he's explaining why he bailed on How I Met Your Mother. He says he had just had hip surgery, and today he told Showbiz Tonight that he had a heavy workload on The Young and the Restless. It left him exhausted, and that he bailed on the How I Met Your Mother cameo because it was such a small role, which actually kind of makes sense when you think about it. Well, he got a shot back in at Neil Patrick Harris at the same time. He told Showbiz Tonight, I've been in this business for 50 years. I've seen so many actors come and go, most of them never to be seen or heard of again. And about Harris, here's what Braeden told us. Quote, I suggest whoever this young fellow is, enjoy his success and count his blessings and save his money. Wow.
Perfect.
Braeden pulling no punches there. But Eugene, was Braeden's response to Harris overly harsh? Tanika seemed to like it.
No, I think Eric Braeden actually proved that Neil Patrick Harris was right in calling him a D-bag.
Really?
Because of that
way.
response. Absolutely. Hey, you have a guy here, Neil Patrick Harris, who also has been in the business for decades, who's proven to be a good actor. How are you going to discredit his own work? The guy has hosted the Emmys. He opened the Oscars. He's an actor in his own right, a star in his own right. For Eric Braeden to come out now and say, who is this guy? Who does this guy think he is? I've been doing this for 50 years. That's wrong, and that tells me, Eric Braeden, that yes,
in perspective.
Maybe he was right.
When
Neil
it comes
Patrick
down
Harris
to it, health
was right.
comes first.
Yeah,
health comes first.
Here's the thing, though. I think he was also probably goofing around a little bit when they said, whoever this young man is.
Exactly.
I really want to believe he's not so detached from the reality of modern television and you know, theater and all the things that Neil Patrick Harris has quite successfully done that you mentioned there, Eugene. But Harris did dial down the D-bag diss against Braeden when he later tweeted this. He wrote, now I feel bad for the D-bag comment. Don't know the guy personally. I'm just fiercely protective of our show. And I get that. I'm very protective of Showbiz Tonight, but I think Harris was a little short-sighted in going after Braeden the way he did. Tanika,
absolutely.
Do you think Harris's explanation at least justifies his Twitter outburst to some degree that he was being protective of the show?
Absolutely. For MPH, his show is the center of his universe. And sometimes it's hard to see outside of your sphere. So, yes, he was really upset because it probably screwed with their schedules and it messed up his life for a small amount of time. And he needed to see the world in a more macro sense. And I think he got a little bit of reality check when Eric Braeden shot back. And I think he did in a very classy way, and he made his point right on the nose. So this is going to be squashed. They'll kiss and make up at the next CBS party for sure.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like playground antics here, guys. Shake hands and move on. Grow up. It's all childish, the whole thing, right?
Yeah, and Eugene, what do you think that Harris and Braeden should both learn from the whole Twitter feud that was launched here by Neil Patrick Harris?
Stay off Twitter.
Well, first things first, you know, be careful what you do on social media. I think we shouldn't be talking about work problems, especially when you have over 1 million followers like Neil Patrick Harris does. And when it comes to Eric Braeden, yeah, just let it go. Let it slide.
Yeah.
If you really have all these years of experience, you're such a great actor, don't be bothered by what Neil Patrick Harris said. Just let it slide.
And here's the thing. I think more people know the name Eric Braeden today than have for some years, I'm guessing. But we do have to get to some other big stories that are breaking today. And off to Brooke Anderson. What's going on, Brooke?
Well, AJ, a Jersey Shore star is indicted for assault. Also, was it Gwyneth Paltrow who hooked up Taylor Swift